This regular council meeting of the Oak Park City Council is called to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Clerk Ed Norris, please call the roll.
Mayor McClellan.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Here.
Councilmember Speech. Councilmember Radner.
I'm here.
Councilmember Rich.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Please note for the minutes that Councilmember Speech is excused because of illness. Motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Support? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
That is approved. Item 5 is the consent agenda. It's routine items that are passed without discussion. Any council member at this time could ask to have an item dropped from the blanket motion and considered separately. Item A, special council meeting minutes of April 18th. B, regular council meeting minutes of April 18th. C, Corridor Improvement Authority meeting minutes of March 17th. D, Retirement Board meeting minutes of January 25th. E, Recycling and Environmental Conservation Commission meeting minutes of February 18th. F, Beautification Advisory Commission meeting minutes of February 16th. E, Emergency Services Council minutes of March 14th. H, Zoning Board of Appeals meeting minutes of February 23rd. I, Request to advertise for bids for program year 2014 Yard Services Program, M653. J, Public Safety Activity Summary for March 2016. K, Payment Application Number 2 for the 2015-16 Miscellaneous Concrete Repair Project, M621, to Mattioli Cement Company, LLC, for the amount of $90,855.26. L, licenses, new and renewals, is submitted for May 2nd, 2016. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there support?
Support.
Support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. I don't see elected officials here.
Yes, you do.
I see one.
I see one. There she is, hiding. Oakland County Commissioner Helene Zach, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to tell you about a new program offered by our clerk, Lisa Brown. There was a problem over the last few years where people have taken ownership of homes inappropriately and filed deed claims on them and gained ownership when they shouldn't have. So in response to this, the clerk and the treasurer was involved in this. There is an opportunity for people to do like an alert system by signing up on this website, which is OCMI Deeds, MichiganDeeds.com, and you can register your property number. So if someone is trying to steal your property with these fraudulent deeds, then you will be quickly alerted that this is happening.
Is this something everyone should do, or just if your property's for sale? Or?
I would recommend that everybody do it because, there's been issues, and this is just like taking over your identity. There's been some unfortunate circumstances where people have tried to take over home deeds.
So you need to find your deed.
I will say it again, OCMIDeeds.com.
And there's no cost to register?
No.
And the
It's
property
best
number?
It's best if you know your property number.
Is that on your deed?
It should be.
Yeah.
And on your tax bill,
On
it
your
would
tax
be
bill.
there.
Okay.
So it's a good community service. So you've heard me talk about regional transit, and I do want to invite people. The regional transit plan is going to be officially kicked off on March 31st, and May 31st at Lawrence Tech University at 10 a.m., an event. And this is the last and final opportunity to have comments on the regional transit plan. And we will be voting on a millage in November to fund this 4-county regional transit plan. And I do encourage all of you, you can go into the Regional Transit Authority website, take a look at the different draft plan, make your comments. It really, it's going to make a difference for our structure. It'll connect our different transportation systems. And thus far, what I'm hearing is that there will be a proposed 1.2 millage ask, but it's not official until the plan is, till people sign off on it. Also coming up in the August primary, we will be asked to renew the Detroit Zoological Authority millage. That is one of the things that I do as county commissioner is I approve ballot language for most initiatives that are put before voters, and that is in our committee process right now. So, and that is, I think, 1.1 or something. It's a renewal, not additional. We also had a presentation on budget, and our property taxes or evaluations are going up faster than we projected a couple years ago. Oakland County, there's been an increase in property values of 3%, but we're still somewhere 6 to 8 years out to reach the same place we were in 2007. So we're working on it. We're in the process of a new pilot that will help Oak Park. One of the things that some of the commissioners, and I was one of them, that we lobbied for was more infrastructure funding to go back to our cities, villages, and township, to take a chunk of Oakland County money and invest in our communities. And we've been doing that through the tri-community road millage, where the county road commission, the city, and the county put in funds, and we do projects rebuilding projects that are on county roads. So that particular initiative has been helpful, but not as helpful on the south end of Oakland County because we don't have many county roads. So we're gonna do a pilot, it's in committee process, establishment of a pilot load road improvement matching fund. So the formula allows for population and cities. In the city of Oak Park, it'll be, the county road commission isn't putting in money. It would be a match of Oak Park road money with county road money. And the city of Oak Park, once this is passed, will have an additional $27,000 of county money, leveraging, or a total of $54,000 to put toward local road projects. So it's something, we're trying to balance things out a little bit. Finally, I do want to let you know that I did file for re-election, and for those East Oak Park residents, where you vote for me, I hope you'll support me. It will be my 8th term, my 15th and 16th year representing residents of the city of Oak Park. And it's been a pleasure partnering and working with you, and I hope to serve you again.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Any questions? You'll take money once, I know you'll take anything we give you from the county, so. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a special recognition presentation honoring Jared Bobkins. And Jared and his family are here to celebrate this. I'd like to read the certificate first and then call Jared and his family up for a picture that will go on the Oak Park website. and we're honored to have Jared back in Oak Park. Oak Park boy makes good, always good news to have. This is certificate of recognition presented to Jared BOBKIN for his participation and representation as a featured chef on the 15th season of Hell's Kitchen, a rigorous cooking competition hosted by celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay. The program is broadcast nationally on the Fox network during primetime television to over 3 million viewers an episode. Mr. BOBKIN was chosen as one of 18 entrants to compete on this season's competition and achieved top 5 finalist status for his culinary talent. Please give him a round of applause. That's and if council will join me in the front, we'll
Did he bring us dinner or something?
yeah. Oh, I forgot to. Right.
We're not as critical
Mayor, just take a couple seconds, the rest of the stand is just random, get some, lending supply for the camera.
Can you tell us while you're waiting, just a little bit about,
Well, it was a lot of long hours, we never knew when we were gonna wake up, the light just like came on, and it was like, sometimes it was like 5:30 in the morning, sometimes it was 7, and then you really didn't stop all day until you were done with all of your, confessionals and all that stuff, so sometimes it was 10, 11 o'clock at night.
how long did it go on?
It was over the course of 5 weeks, so we were filming every day, and it was brutal.
So for those of us who don't watch it,
Yeah.
they wake you up at 5 in the morning and say, this is what you're
Yeah,
catering today?
no, you have to do like a challenge where you kind of represent yourself, cook what you want based on the rules of the challenge, and then you go into a dinner service, which is like any restaurant. And you either do well or you don't do well, and if you don't do well, you go for elimination. And then it comes down to one person winning $250,000 and the executive chef job at one of his restaurants.
Wow.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
After the filming stops, does Chef Ramsay come over to you and say, by the way, that was really great?
No, never.
Is he that mean?
Yeah, he is,
He is really?
yeah.
I was just hoping he was.
No, he really, during the day, he's a really nice guy, but other than that,
But the cameras are rolling.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Supposed to be the other way around.
Nice when you go on rewards?
Yeah. Yeah, he's very nice.
What's your favorite reward you like in this kitchen?
Mom, Dad, Bradley.
Mom, Dad, Brad.
Mom, Dad, Brad.
Mom, Dad, and Bradley are invited up.
At least one of them.
Yes. Stand by, Brad.
So you're gonna cook for us one day?
Family resemblance there.
Yeah.
On the program. Got a finger.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
you very much.
Proud of you. You have to come over to Oak Park. Top 5. Wow.
Yeah, I got top 5, but I got 4th place.
4th, even better.
Right?
4th place, wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Much
I
better.
don't know what the hell we're talking about. You know?
Yeah, we're not taking them back off.
Yes, right. Yep, I think we are. And council members, please turn to item 10A, special event request. This is a special event request submitted by Radish Creative Group Incorporated to film a state of Michigan anti-drug public service announcement using Wyoming court on May 4th, 2016. Is there a motion to approve this request? A motion to approve, and then we can discuss it? Is there a second?
I guess not.
Support.
Support? Okay. Are there questions?
Yes.
Yes. Councilmember Rich.
A question that, for not really a question, a comment from Mr. Tungate for your staff with regard to this.
Yes.
I note that the applicant attached an accord form. This accord form, your city attorney will tell you, is not really proof of insurance, okay? This is the type of form that can be issued by an agent, by a producer of insurance, by a wholesaler. It doesn't come from the insurance company. So I would suggest that you might want to have the staff look for the declaration certificate, and better yet, a copy of the canceled check for the purchase of the insurance. That way you'll know that the insurance was actually purchased. I'll vote to approve this, but I want to make sure that the staff looks for a declaration certificate and the canceled check.
Councilmember Rich, I wanted to just point out, and I think by the way, the motion can be conditional to to those two things, but I did want to point out that the certificate of liability insurance that you see in front of you, naming the city an additional insured, that was an additional requirement that is above and beyond that I had asked them for. So, they provided that at my request, but those items that you mentioned, I think we can ask for those and get those.
Okay, so we have this conditional to this proof of insurance. Any other questions for? Okay, all those in favor of approving the special event request conditional to proof of insurance, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Item 10B is a special event request and waiver of fees submitted by Detroit EDAC Lions Club for an arts and cultural event to be held in the community center on June 22nd, 2016. Motion to approve, please.
As long as it's open to the public.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So moved.
Mhm.
Second.
Okay. So this event is open to the public to be held June 22nd at Oak Park Boulevard, 14300. Food or beverages, no rides, no moonwalk, and it will be Cultural Diversity Day.
Okay.
Time from 2 to 8 at the community center. Family fun for all ages. Educational speakers, cultural food, cultural music, poets, singers, dancers, talent show. Talent show ages 4 to 8, 9 to 12, 13 to 17, and 18 to 21, and a fashion show, and jewelry makers and doll makers and artists. An art exhibit featured by art by Michigan artists, drawing and painting, and chess. Cultural foods will include Caribbean, Indian, Mexican, and more.
Okay.
Okay, is this through our commission, or is this, no, this is their own invention. That's wonderful. All right, we have a motion. Are there questions?
I think the only thing missing is Jared Bobkin.
Catering, yes, we'll have to mention that. Okay, all in favor of approval?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. City manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to, 10C, this is a request, and I wanted to remind, a request from the city department, Denise DeSantis in our communications department, but I wanted to just remind council members that we, as part of our new city, or revised city policy, are requiring these kinds of events to go in front of this honorable body for your approval. So, because of the city event, obviously we'd ask for the fee to be waived and so forth.
Right. So this is, item C is a special event request and waiver of application fee. This one is submitted by the Arts and Cultural Commission for an artist reception to be held in the City Hall lobby on June 6th. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have art on display in the City Hall and decided to hold an artist reception to invite everyone in to see the art and to meet the artist. And June 6th will be the one for this artist. A motion to approve this event.
So moved?
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion or questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Item 11 is, sorry, it is generally, they decided to hold it right before the city council meeting, so that people who are coming for the meeting could stop in and meet the artist and see the art. And they decided to hold it at that time on purpose to kind of increase interest and
From 5 to 7 p.m.
5 to 7. Oh, didn't give the time. There we go. Thank you. Accounting reports, item 11A, approval for payment of an invoice submitted by Seacrest, Wardle, Lynch, Hampton, Truex, and Morley for legal services in the amount of $6,704.
So moved.
Is there support?
Support.
Is there a discussion or questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Councilmember Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Bids, item 12. 12A, do we call Assistant City Manager Kevin Yee?
Thank you. At the February 15th regular meeting of the Oak Park City Council, the request to bid the 2016 landscape maintenance project M640 was approved. The project was advertised and 39 contractors viewed the contract documents. On April 25th, 2016, 2 bids were received and opened. The low bidder, AJ Maintenance and Services LLC of Ypsilanti, Michigan, submitted a bid of $35,084. References were checked and all had positive responses. It is recommended that City Council award the bid for the 2016 landscape maintenance project M640 to AG's Maintenance and Services LLC of Ypsilanti, Michigan for the total amount of $35,084. Funding is available in the Major Street Fund and Public Works Other Parks budget for this expenditure.
Is there a motion to award this bid?
So moved?
Is there support?
Second.
Okay, questions? Have we used this group before?
We have not.
We have not. Do we have recommendations from other cities?
We did check references and they all had positive responses, and we met with them last week, and I'm convinced they were definitely very knowledgeable, and I'm convinced that they could do the job.
And what did we pay last year?
I don't remember what we paid last year. I do know that this is less than what we had budgeted. I believe we had $50,000 budgeted, so it's
50,
less
so
than-
this is significantly less.
Correct.
Questions? Mayor Pro Tem.
Did we check with the Better Business Bureau to see if they're registered as a business and what type of rating they have?
I do not believe we checked with the Better Business Bureau, no.
I think we may want to.
Right.
Should-
Yeah, we could, but like I said, we called the references and they all were positive, so.
How are they able to do it so much cheaper?
This bid is more close to what we paid last year. The second bid was very high, so obviously well above budget. So like I said, we called for an interview of the contractor, and we met with them and went over the project and the details. They were very knowledgeable. They convinced, based on their past history of doing work in other areas and our meeting with them, that they can do this job successfully.
And they're able to do the beds and all of that?
Correct. Yeah, they'll do the beds at the city complex and at 9 and Coolidge.
Madam Mayor?
Mayor Pro Tem.
Just another question, since I'm looking at such a significant difference in the numbers, I'm wondering, is Great Lakes Landscape the second bidder? Is their company much larger than AJ's Maintenance and Services? Because that may account for the huge difference in the bid cost.
I'm not sure of the size difference in the companies. I know Great Lakes, which happens to be located right across the street from the Public Works building, so I'm very familiar with Great Lakes, and they do some pretty decent sized jobs. I do know that AJ's does very large jobs. They take care of some college buildings, things like that. So I guess I can't comment on the size difference of the companies so much as, but I'm confident that they can do the job. And we have safety measures within the contract that, the performance measures that we can hold them accountable to do the job.
Okay.
Member Kenridge.
Mr. Yee, I presume that the contract they're going to sign is prepared by our city attorney and has appropriate requirements for insurance, and the payout is over a period of time, and you can pull the contract if they don't perform well, et cetera?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just
City
add to-
Manager.
Councilmember Rich, we've actually done that in the past, just to make note of, and you know, I find that, and I don't know this company either, but I find that oftentimes these, our lawn mowing, our landscape maintenance, whatever it may be, are as good as we're, you know, writing them to be. And so I can tell you that if they don't measure up, that, like we've done in the past, we will make a change.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I would just, in response to what Mayor Pro Tem brought up, I would say that I don't believe that looking into the BBE does anything at all. I think it's
Not necessary.
not necessary, and although this may not be such a nice thing to say, I think that their ratings are at least partially for sale.
Oh, overrated.
Overrated, good way to say it.
Okay. Thank you. Are we ready to vote?
I'm ready to vote.
Yes.
Okay, the other, I don't know why we're getting so much discussion on this one. If, in the middle, you know, the other company gets filled up, so we can't often switch in the middle, can you switch in the middle to somebody else? We did.
We can always switch, and we have done that. And as the city manager had mentioned, we have removed contracts from contractors. I've done that several times over my career here. We'll hold them accountable, and you know, we've actually gone out and corrected their work and charged our time against the contracts. We've done all kinds of things to ensure that our contracts are followed and the job gets done correctly.
Thank you. Roll call vote then, please.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes?
Councilmember Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Yes.
A motion carried.
Thank you.
There, thank you so much. City Attorney, do we have a report?
We do not, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. City Manager Tungate then, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. 15A, I would like to make a request to schedule a public hearing regarding fiscal year 2016-2017, the annual budget. The public hearing would be scheduled for Monday, May 16th at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter as can be held.
Okay, do we need a motion for this?
Yes.
Yes. Is there a motion to schedule this public hearing?
So moved?
Second.
Moved in support. Is there discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Madam Mayor, members of council, it's my honor, and I'm going to be asking for your confirmation of my appointment of Lori Stasiak to the role of Director of Recreation. And Lori is here tonight. And Lori, if you wouldn't mind coming up to the podium, but before I turn it over to you, I'd like to say a few things. Lori has spent years in the realm of Parks and Recreation, most recently at Oakland County Parks and Recreation Department. She's also worked for West Bloomfield, South Lyon, working with schools and shareholders and so forth in the community. She got her master's and bachelor's from Eastern Michigan University, and the best part, maybe not the best part, one of the great parts is that she lives just down the street. So I'm honored to make this appointment. And city council members, I would ask for your confirmation of my appointment. But before you do that, Lori, if you'd like to say a few words, welcome.
Sure, thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, very excited to get started. Working with the dedicated recreation staff, community members, collaborate with community organizations to provide quality recreation programs for the citizens of Oak Park. So thank you for letting me be here tonight.
Thank you. We're
Thank you.
delighted to have you. Tell us a little bit about what you've done.
In past work experiences, I started out with a nonprofit working for the Sisters of Mercy in Farmington Hills. Worked my way up the ladder from lifeguard to aquatic coordinator to recreation director. Went on to South Lyon Community Education. Worked there as recreation director for the city and the township. It was a collaborative effort. Went on to West Bloomfield West Bloomfield Community Education as a community education and recreation coordinator. From there, I went on to a municipality, West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation. And then my most recent position has been for the last 6 years with Oakland County Parks and Recreation.
What did you do for them?
I was the recreation program supervisor in charge of some of the larger county special events, dog programs, golf programs, sponsorships, let's see, and I've worn an aquatic hat also.
Sounds great. Sounds great. We're lucky to have you. Welcome to Oak Park.
Thank you very much.
We need a motion to confirm this appointment.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion or questions for Mrs. Stasiak? Say your name again.
Lori Stasiak.
Stasiak. Yes.
Welcome, Lori.
Thank you very much.
I serve on the Recreation Committee. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Great, very good. Same here.
Anything else?
I just want to say, Eric, it looks like you brought us another rock star, so
Yeah.
good job. And welcome to Oak Park.
Thank you very much for the compliment.
Okay, all those in favor of confirming this application?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried, and we're delighted to have you on board.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Lori. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Madam Mayor, members of council, 15C, I'm going to turn it over to our city clerk, Ed Norris.
Madam Mayor and Council, before you is a resolution that temporarily moves polling locations for the August 2nd primary election. Norup International School is where we have precincts 2 and 3 in the city of Oak Park. They will be under construction this summer, so therefore we're going to need to move those just for that particular August election. And we have this resolution to do that, to move it to Avery, the Avery Center, which is just right next door. So we currently have one polling location there, so we will have all 3 for the August election.
That's formerly Avery Elementary, and now they.
Correct.
Yes.
So once again, the recommendation is authority to, of this body to move, temporarily move those precincts for that election.
Okay, is there a motion for this resolution for a temporary move?
So moved.
Second.
And seconded. Any discussion or questions? Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
Well, I just want to make sure that the registered voters that normally vote at that location are made aware. I know it's just next door, but I have been working at the polls a lot of times, and polls have been moved or has changed, and the residents don't know until the day of the election. Even though it's right next door, I think it'll be a courtesy if we inform them that they've been moved next door temporarily.
Okay,
Well, we're required by law to notify them in writing, which we will do, among other measures to make sure that voters know where they're going.
Probably will go in the branch as well.
Okay.
That sound good? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have the resolution authorizing this move.
Madam Mayor, members of council, that concludes the city manager report. Before I turn it over, I did want to thank all of you for your support in our budget work sessions. For those of you who don't know, we had our final budget work session in a special council meeting right before this meeting. And as you can imagine, with a 50-some million budget, that there's a lot of dips and turns. And I wanted to thank our elected officials for their support of my administration.
We're amazed at where you've moved us in the past several years. Thank you, City Manager Tungate. We are now at call to the audience. If you would like to speak, please give us your name and address for the record.
No stranger to the podium. Lana Sherman, 14071 Manhattan. I had an incident at my house with the Terra company that cleans out the manhole sewer lines. They drove their big truck across my lawn between the sidewalk and the street. So now I need to know, who do I talk to about getting it fixed? Because now it goes like this. Not very easy to mow.
I'm going to have you talk to Kevin Yee or Rob Baird right behind you, and we'll look into that for you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Okay, complaint, start timing.
My name is Jacob Friedman, and I give the city clerk some paper to give out to the council people.
Well, give us your name and the name of your business and address for.
It's Jacob Friedman at Speedy Greasy, 10200 West 9 Mile Road.
Thank you.
I'm there for 40 years now.
I know you're a long
I think I'm the only
time.
business in Oak Park that long.
Thank you. Thank you for your
So I
continued
gave the
service.
city clerk information about the problem. I wonder if you have this paper.
Yes.
Okay, we have an ordinance here from the 50s, and it said that garage is supposed to repair the car in 36 hours. I don't think you can do it today, it's impossible. And if I could do it, I'd be very rich. So what I like to do is to give, if you read the paper, I explain everything there. What I like to do, you consider that, amended it. I would say either we cut it completely, no time, or reasonable time for the garage. And if they got a problem, they can come to me and say, Jacob, what's wrong with this car? I'll explain to them what's wrong with this car. I wait for parts. People did not pay me. And this is the biggest problem. Right now, the population get very old. And a lot of them come to me and say to me, I don't have the money. Can you wait till Max when I get my paycheck? And I said, yes. And then the city officer comes and said, Jacob, this car is here. What do you do? Then we have card that we have to get parts. One time we had a foreign car. We had to wait a month for parts to get it because it had to come from Japan. And we couldn't move the car because there was something very important in the car. Then I had a problem of the tow driver. They bring the car, and they leave in the middle of the night. And the officer go there early in the morning, and he see a jungle there. Well, there's nobody there to set it up. So when we came in, we ready to straight the lot, and everything should be fine. So what I ask for the ordinance people, the city, they enforce the code, to be more lenient, and I make agreement with them so many years. If we got a problem, come talk to me. And we'll straighten it out. We don't have to go to court. Right now, the city sue me for misdemeanors, I believe. I don't remember. What is it? And I have to go to court next month. I know it's 90 days in jail or 500 fine. I think it's too much for a business to carry such a penalty. So I'd like you to amend it, and I see here if you look at it, Section 1904, no vehicle awaiting service shall remain on the site more than 36 hours. Now, if you bring me the car today, I might be lucky to get in 2 days to check your car, and then when I find a problem, or I don't find a problem, it takes me much more than to do that. And when I came to the CityOfOakPark, the place was boarded up. I was the only one that got the guts to open a place there, because every business was boarded up.
We can't comment on that because it's a pending court proceeding, but we will certainly look into it for you, and we appreciate your many years of service to the residents of Oak Park, and thank you so much for
But
coming
it's
in.
not just my garage, it's all the garages in Oak Park,
Sure.
the same law.
Right,
So
thank you.
if you pass the liquor law, I'm sure you can do something about this.
Thank you. Mhm. Got it.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard Bell, and I just wanted to speak tonight briefly about an event taking place at Oak Park High School. So my address will be Oak Park High School. Good evening, Oak Park. My name is Richard Bell, and I'm here on behalf of the Kids First Initiative. My topic tonight is, who is that knocking at the door? We have all heard the old saying, opportunity only knocks once, but I'm here to tell you, it knocks every day. We have to make sure our young people are prepared to answer. On Friday, May the 13th, opportunity will be knocking. Kids First Initiative, in partnership with Oak Park Schools, will be hosting the Career Pathways Expo. Who is that knocking at the door? That's STEAM knocking at the door. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And she will be looking to hire 274,000 people in STEAM-related jobs in the state of Michigan by 2018. It's not good enough just to think outside the box. Our young people have to redesign the box. No more just playing with video games when you could be designing them. Who is that knocking at the door? Over 50 colleges, universities, and trade schools will be there to engage and recruit our students, because we all know not all of our young people will be going off to a four-year college, but they all need some type of educational training at their high school. Who is that knocking at the door? We will be having a law enforcement showcase, because we don't want to see any more young people in the back seats of police cars when they could be driving them. The FBI, DEA, state police, county sheriffs, local police, and many more, all led by Oak Park's finest, will be there to share job opportunities and internships starting at the age of 14. Did I forget to mention that the Customs and Border Protection will be flying their helicopter in and landing right on the football field? Who is that knocking at the door? Our young people want to be respected, but they have to dress like they respect themselves. That's why we will be giving them ties, suit jackets, and suits, and showing them how to use them so they can dress for the jobs they want and not for the ones they have. Who is that knocking at the door? Our young people cannot be what they cannot see. So over 150 vendors will be coming to Oak Park High School on Friday, May the 13th, so the students can see their future. We have students coming from schools in Detroit, Toledo, Rochester, Clawson, Madison Heights, and many more to this event. So if you would like to volunteer or support this expo in any way, fashion, or form, you can reach us at 248-238-8234 or at kidsfirstinitiative.org or through the Oak Park Schools. We have some of the best young people in the world right here at Oak Park Schools, and we would just want to continue to support them. And I leave you with we want to thank our partners at Oak Park Schools for their cooperation and Coast Cares for Kids. Who is that knocking at the door? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bell, Friday, May 13th, from what time to what time?
9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I did send out invitations to as many people, I think here on the board, and as I could possible, to ask to come out and participate, since you guys are so uniquely located directly across the street. I did reach out to the chief, so we would like to have as many Oak Park residents as possible to come out and engage the young people, and so the event will take place at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's something for everyone to do, and we would love to have you guys come out and see what the young people are up to, and see what the world can see what Oak Park is doing here.
My question was your question. What time is it?
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Beautifully written.
Thank you, ma'am.
By the way.
My turn. Joyce Bannon, 10611 Troy, Oak Park. As you know, I listen to your city council meetings whether I'm here or not. Last meeting, one of our residents requested that you change the ordinance from 60 days to 90 days. I didn't know there was an ordinance regarding dogs, because her neighbor wasn't going to have a hip surgery because she's going to be in a nursing home, and she was going to have to take dogs in, and there's an ordinance, and so and so and so and so, and then foster dogs. Okay, as you well know, I started here because of foster dogs in my neighbor's next door yard. And it took me a year to get that yard cleaned up. I'm not opposed to dogs. I had a neighbor who also was in a nursing home. I went over 4 times a day to check her animals. I did not have to have her animal in my home. So I do not want to see it changed. I understand there are circumstances, but by doing this, you're going to be putting more work on our animal inspectors, trying to keep up with this. We have enough rental properties in the city, that we have enough animals going in and out of the city that are not registered. And I can't give you specifics, but it's there. Go over to the court and listen to how many times an animal inspector has to be over there in court to bring them to court to get their dogs licensed or their cats taken care of. And that's my concern, is that it does not get extended. There could be circumstances, but that could be taken up with animal control. But it took me a year to get my next door neighbor's yard cleaned up, and I don't want to have to go through that again. I love you all dearly, but you don't want me to come up here complaining again. So there. Another concern is Coolidge. We just had Coolidge done from 11 mile down to 10 mile. Now we're having more work tore up and redone. I don't understand it for all the money that was paid to pave Coolidge going south. Huntington Woods finally did their end, and now we're repairing the work that was done just before Huntington Woods did theirs. And it's a concern. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there an answer to the road repair? It's not Coolidge that we're fixing, it's like the streets leading to Coolidge? Okay, got it. Anybody else? Okay. I would like to bring up a couple wonderful things that happened. The 8 Mile Boulevard Association that Oak Park is a member of held their huge annual luncheon this past week with 800 people, and all of the mayor of Oak Park and the county executives from Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County were there. It was really a huge deal. And the focus of the event was the city of Oak Park. And Kurt Catello, who is redoing the Albert Kahn designed WWJ building, presented a wonderful slide presentation about what he's going to be doing to that, turning that into a restaurant on 8 Mile and Myers. So we also had the city manager and the staff set up a booth there for everyone to just be impressed with what's happening in the city of Oak Park. And thanks to our economic development director, Kim Maroney, who's waving in the other wonderful thing that happened is Main Street of Oakland County had their annual awards dinner, and Robert Barrett and I got to attend from 6 till 10. It was a long dinner event. Thank you, Director Barrett. And we won an award for outstanding vision and won a plaque designed by Pewabic Pottery with appropriately 2 acorns on it for Oak Park. And we won for the new 9 Mile Road Congress for the New Urbanism Project. So we are the star of stage and screen as the city of Oak Park, and it's just great to see all of this progress happening. I met with the Corridor Improvement Authority. They are going to start bringing in money from improvements in business value, not an additional tax on the businesses, but it starts out small and starts building. So the first year we'll have $3,000, And we're going to use it for some of the flowers and pots and waste receptacles on Coolidge and 9 Mile. In the years 2017 and 18, it will be up to $32,000, so there will be more available. And in the following year, it will go up to $62,000, and so you're going to be watching some beautification in the city of Oak Park. I also met with the pension board. SEI gave their fourth quarter investment review, and stocks have been doing fairly disappointing in the last quarter, but we're hoping for improvements. World Day of Dance was another thing that one of our residents here came to. It was a beautiful, beautiful event, and celebrating diversity in the city of Oak Park, and dancers from all over the world were there, and it was a wonderful thing. We'd like to thank our staff liaison, Vicki Brooks, for that, and there will be a tree planting Friday at 10 o'clock at Shepherd Park. One of the Oak Park schools will be there. The school children will help plant a tree, 1 maple and 1 oak. So thank you all for coming, and Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. Just wanted to give you an update on some of the things going on with the recycling committee. Last month, the lawn care seminar took place. We had a very, very good turnout. It was 48 to 50 people there. 90% of those people who attended were Oak Park residents, which shows they're very interested and committed to doing their lawn justice this summer, and maybe even participating in the Beautification Awards Committee, who knows. Also, we had our electronics and paper shredding recycling that took place on April the 23rd from 10 to 2 o'clock. Paper shredding ended at 1:30. For those of you that were unable to attend, you can contact Sacra facility. They're open for shredding Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30, and Saturdays 8 to 2 o'clock. You can also contact Karen Beaver. She is the Sacra representative that sits on the recycling committee. She can be reached at 248-288-5150. Also coming to Oak Park by way of Sacra will be 64-gallon recycling bins. The date has yet to be determined where they will be administered. There are still some things to be worked out, but they will be coming in the very near future.
They are wonderful. They are wonderful.
Yes, they are. And as the mayor mentioned, our Arbor Day was canceled due to cold weather, and it has been rescheduled for a later date. Friday.
10 o'clock.
Friday, 10 o'clock. And that is the update from the recycling committee.
Thank you so much. Council Member Radner. Oh, at Frederick Douglass School. Yes,
The Arbor Day.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, correct. Council Member Radner.
There are lots of good things happening in Oak Park right now. Thank you all for coming out. Stay warm. What can you do? And have a good night.
Thank you. Council Member Rich.
Thank you all for coming. Have a good night.
He's so wordy. There being no further business to come before this council, this meeting is adjourned.